Some days, it feels like life is testing you on purpose. Everything goes wrong. People disappoint you. Your mind won't stop racing. And no matter how hard you try, you still feel weak inside. But here's the truth. You're not weak. You were just never taught how to train your mind. Think about this for a second. You wake up tired, even after sleeping. You check your phone, and suddenly your mood drops. Maybe someone ignored your message. Maybe you're thinking about money, your future, or something you said yesterday. And then it starts. Overthinking, doubt, stress. It keeps going all day. You try to stay positive, but it doesn't last. You try to be strong, but something small breaks you again. A comment, a failure, a bad memory, and suddenly you're back at zero. If this feels like you, you're not alone. Most people are fighting battles inside their own heads every single day, but most people never learn how to deal with it. The good news? You can train your mind to stay strong even when life gets hard. Not by pretending everything is okay, not by ignoring your feelings, but by understanding how your mind works and taking control of it. And once you do that, things change, slowly but deeply. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Your mind is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it becomes weak. And a weak mind reacts to everything. Every word hurts. Every problem feels bigger. Every setback feels like the end. But a trained mind, it stays calm, even in chaos. There was a guy I knew. He worked hard, really hard, every day, long hours, trying to build something for himself, but nothing was working. One day, he got rejected from a job he really needed. He sat alone that night, staring at the wall, and his mind started talking. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. Everyone else is ahead of you. He believed it, not because it was true, but because his mind wasn't trained. And this is where things change, because your mind will always talk. The question is, do you believe everything it says? At first, it feels real. Your thoughts feel like facts, but they're not. They're just thoughts. And once you understand this, you create space, a small gap between you and your thoughts. And in that gap is your power. Let's make this simple. Imagine someone ignores you. Your mind says they don't respect you. You feel hurt, but what if they were just busy or dealing with something? You see the difference. Same situation, different meaning, and your mind chose the worst one. That's what an untrained mind does. But a strong mind pauses. It doesn't react immediately. It questions things. It waits, and that one small pause changes everything. I remember a moment like this. Someone said something rude to me. In the past, I would react instantly, get angry, say something back, regret it later. But this time, I stayed quiet. Not because I was weak, but because I was in control. And you know what happened? The situation died right there. No drama, no stress, just peace. Most people think strength means reacting, but real strength, it's choosing not to. But here's the truth. Staying calm isn't easy, especially when life hits you hard. There was a time when everything felt heavy. Nothing was going right. Plans were failing, people were leaving, and the future felt unclear. And in moments like that, your mind becomes your worst enemy. It reminds you of every mistake, every failure, every fear, and you start to feel stuck. But here's something most people don't realize. Hard times are not the problem. Your reaction to them is. Think about it. Two people can go through the same situation. One breaks down. the other becomes stronger. Why? Because of how they think. A strong mind doesn't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" It asks, "What can I learn from this?" That one question changes everything. Let's say you fail at something. Your mind says, "You're not good enough." But a trained mind says, "Okay, what went wrong? Let's fix it." No drama, no self-hate, just growth. And this is where most people get stuck. They make things personal. Failure becomes identity, but it's not. You failed. That doesn't mean you are a failure. There's a big difference, and once you see it, you stop attacking yourself. Let me tell you another story. A guy was building a small business. He put months into it, time, energy, money, and then it failed completely. He lost everything he invested. For a few days, he couldn't even get out of bed. His mind kept saying, "You wasted your time. You're stupid. You should have never tried." But then something shifted. He asked himself one simple question: what did this teach me? And slowly, he started writing things down, mistakes, lessons, ideas. A few months later, he started again, this time smarter, stronger, and eventually, it worked. Same person, same life, different mindset. This is how you train your mind, not by avoiding pain, but by learning from it. But here's the part nobody tells you. Your environment matters a lot. If you're always around negativity, complaining people, toxic energy, constant drama, your mind absorbs it, even if you don't realize it. And then you wonder, why do I feel like this? Protect your mind. Be careful what you watch, what you listen to, who you spend time with, because your mind is always learning, even in silence. And this is where things get deeper. You don't need to control everything. In fact, you can't. People will misunderstand you. Things will go wrong. Plans will fail. That's life. But you can control one thing: how you respond. That's your power. I once saw someone lose something very important, and everyone expected them to break. But they didn't. They stayed calm. Not because they didn't care, but because they understood something deeper. Some things are out of your control, and fighting them only creates more pain. Acceptance is not weakness, it's strength. When you accept reality, you stop wasting energy, and you start moving forward. But here's the truth. Training your mind takes time. It won't happen overnight. There will be days you feel strong and days you don't. Days you stay calm and days you react. That's okay. What matters is you keep going. Every time you pause instead of reacting, you get stronger. Every time you question your negative thoughts, you get clearer. Every time you choose peace over drama, you grow. And here's something most people never understand. The goal is not to feel good all the time. That's impossible. The real goal is to stay steady, even when things are not okay, because life will test you again and again. But when your mind is trained, those tests don't break you. They build you. You become someone who doesn't panic easily, someone who doesn't overreact, someone who stays grounded no matter what. And that kind of strength, it changes your entire life. Think about it. Less stress, better decisions, more peace. And it all starts inside your mind. So the next time something goes wrong, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Most of the time, it's not. Let things go. Not because you're weak, but because you're strong enough to move on. You've been through a lot. More than people know. More than you show. And yet, You're still here, still trying, still fighting. That's strength. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to keep training your mind, little by little, day by day, because one day you'll wake up, and things that used to shake you won't even touch you. You'll be calm, clear, in control, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. If this helped you even a little, consider subscribing and take a moment to remind yourself you're stronger than you think.